students, welcome to another class of engineering mechanics. So today we'll see a new topic which is related to centroid. So the topic name is moment of inertia. Moment of inertia. So what is moment of inertia? First we will take down the definition of moment of inertia, then later on I will explain you what is moment of inertia practically. Okay, so moment of inertia. So the definition will go like this, that is the second moment of area is moment of inertia. We can also say that that is the moment caused due to area is known as moment of inertia. So now I will tell you the practical example of moment of inertia. So let us consider a bus. Okay, we have a bus like this. The bus shape is like this, right? It is in the form of like this, right? Am I right? This is like a bus, and here is the driver sitting over here. Okay, and here is the steering wheel. Fine. So what happens, suppose for example the bus is moving at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. The bus is moving at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Suddenly the driver tries to rotate the steering. Okay, it tries to rotate either left or right. Suppose for example the driver started drifting the vehicle, drifting the bus. Okay, we say it as drift, right? So what happens when we try to drift a bus? The bus will try to overturn, isn't it? The bus will try to overturn like this, isn't it? So the same way, the same thing, if I take a sedan car, like this, either you can go for different vehicles we have, like Swift, Desire we have, or different vehicles we have, right, like this. So if the same vehicle is moving at a speed of 120 kilometers per hour, now the car is moving at a speed of very high speed, that is 120 kilometers per hour, and the driver again try to drift the vehicle. If he try to make a drift of this vehicle, what will happen? This particular vehicle will not overturn. This will overturn, whereas this vehicle will make a drift. This will make a drift, but this bus will try to overturn. So why it is happening? This is happening because of this area. The bus is having this area. Because of this area, what is happening? The bus is trying to rotate. So the moment is caused due to this area, this vertical area. Whereas this car, even though it has the area, but it does not have that much vertical area, because of which the drift is caused instead of overturning. Okay, so if we take down the definition once again, the second moment of area is moment of inertia. That means moment caused due to its area is moment of inertia. Okay, it is the moment caused due to its area is moment of inertia. Okay, so we have different formulas, as if in the case of centroid I have given you different formulas, isn't it, for every different shape. So the same thing I will share it along with this video related to moment of inertia. We have different formulas for moment of inertia. Okay, for rectangle we have we have a formula for moment of inertia, and even for triangle, rectangle, square, circle, each and every figure has a formula for moment of inertia. I will share that in a PDF format or an image format. You can take down those formulas from there. Okay, so now in this video I will try to start the problem itself. Okay, so I'll write down the question, then I'll update you. See here. So this is the question wherein T section is given to us. The question is, figure shows a T section of dimensions 15 centimeter, 15 centimeter by 3 centimeter. Determine the moment of inertia of the section about horizontal and vertical axis passing through the center of gravity of the section. Okay, so what happens here is, first of all, we have to calculate we have few certain steps in this one. So what we do here is, the first thing is, we will go step wise. Okay, each and every step I will show you. So first is moment of inertia. I'll write here. Start from here. Moment of inertia about centroidal x-axis. First we'll go about centroidal x-axis. About centroidal x-axis. Okay, so what we do here, we'll try to locate the centroidal x-axis. What do you mean by centroidal x-axis? I will show you here. Suppose, for example, we have a square here, and this is the centroid. This is the centroid of the square. So when the axis of, if suppose this is x-axis, so when the axis passes through the centroid of the figure, then this axis is said to be our centroidal x-axis. Okay, similarly, for example, I have y-axis here. I have my y-axis here like this. This is my y-axis, and my y-axis is passing through the centroid of the square. Okay, so this axis is said to be centroidal y-axis. Okay, so what we have to do here, first we have to calculate moment of inertia about centroidal x-axis. So if you are calculating moment of inertia about centroidal x-axis, so first we have to locate the centroidal x-axis first. Okay, so how to locate that? See, it is very simple. We just have to calculate the centroid. So calculation of centroid, we know how to calculate, right? So we'll see that. See here. So look, I'll write here location of centroidal x-axis. Okay, so how to rotate that? So how to locate that? See here. Since it is a composite figure, it is a T, it is looking like a T section, isn't it? So it is a composite figure, but it is the combination of two rectangles, isn't it? So what I will do here, I'll name this as two figures first. So location of centroidal x-axis. So first what we will do here, we'll try to first calculate our 1 and 2. That is, I'll name this figure as 1, okay, and this figure as 2. Okay, now what is A1? What is this height now? Since the total height is 15 centimeter, what will be this height? Can you tell me? This one will be 12 centimeter, isn't it? 15 minus 3 will be 12 centimeter. So we'll take down here A1 is equal to 3 into 12. 3 into 12. This 3 into 12. 3 into 12, which is equal to 36 centimeter squares. This is centimeter, okay? Centimeter. Similarly, what about A2? A2 will be equal to 15 into 3. 15 into 3, which is equal to 45 centimeter square. Now I will locate the y bar, that is y1. So my y will be, suppose this is the base, so what will happen here? What will be this distance? This will be y1, and this distance from here to here, this will be y2. So y1 is equal to 12 by 2, which is equal to 6 centimeters. What about y2? Y2 is equal to, first of all, 3 divided by 2. This distance will be how much? From here to here, it will be 3 by 2, right? This total height is 3. So 3 by 2 will be, this will be 3 by 2 plus this distance. That is 12. 3 by 2 plus 12, which is equal to 13.5 centimeter. So I'll calculate y bar here. Y bar is equal to a1y1 plus a2y2 whole divided by a1 plus a2. So that implies y bar is equal to how much now? Y bar is equal to, if you substitute all the values, you'll get y bar as 10.167 centimeters. So here in this figure we can say that this t section is symmetric about which axis? It is symmetric about y axis. If it is symmetric about y axis, x bar will be equal to 0. We know that, right? So what will happen here? X bar will be equal to 0. So that means y bar is equal to, so y bar is equal to 10.167 we got. Now we have a formula, that is Ix1 is equal to moment of inertia of this rectangle is BD cube by 12. It is, this formula is there in the tabular form. Okay, you can check those formulas. So BD cube by 12, B is how much for this one? 3 centimeters. So 3 into height is 12 cube whole divided by 12, which is equal to 432 centimeter power 4. Always remember, our moment of inertia units will be either meter power 4, centimeter power 4 or millimeter power 4. Okay, units will be meter power 4. Okay, so similarly we'll calculate moment of inertia Ix2 for this second member, that is BD cube by 12. Again BD cube by 12, which is equal to, what is B there? B is 15 and height is 3. So 15 into 3 cube whole divided by 12, which is equal to 33.75 centimeter power 4. Okay, now we have calculated moment of inertia individually of this figure and moment of inertia individually of this figure. Now we have to calculate moment of inertia of this entire figure T section. Okay, so to calculate that we have to use one formula, that is shifting formula. We say it as which formula? Shifting formula. So what is this shifting formula? Other name is transfer formula. Transfer formula, or else we say it as parallel axis theorem. Parallel axis theorem. Okay, so what is that formula? Suppose for example this is Ix0 of first element. Moment of inertia of first element is equal to Ix1 plus AD square. So what is this? Ix1, we have calculated Ix1, that is 432, right? So what is this? Similarly Ix0 of second element is equal to Ix2 plus AD square. Ix2 plus AD square. Okay, so what happens here is, this one A1, this will be A1 and this will be A2. And what about this D? D is equal to y bar minus y1. Okay, and for this D, for this one again D1 square and this will be D2 square. So D1 is equal to y bar minus y1, D2 is equal to y bar minus y2. Okay, this is y2. Okay, so we'll substitute the formula in this formula to get our final value. The final moment of inertia Ix bar about centroidal axis will be Ix0 of first element plus Ix0 of second element. This is the final moment of inertia of T section. So now we'll calculate one by one. So first is Ix0 of first element is equal to Ix1. What is the value of Ix1 we got? We got the value of Ix1 as 432. 432 plus, what is A1? What is the area we got? A1 is equal to 36 we got, right? We got it as 36. 36 into d1 square. So d1 square is nothing but y bar minus y1. What is the value of y bar? We got 10.167 minus y1 is 6. So 10.167 minus 6 whole square. Okay, so 6 y1 is 6 square. So what will happen if you calculate this one? Ix naught of first element, you will get some value here. Similarly, Ix naught of second element is equal to what happens? What is the value of Ix2? 33.75. So this is 33.75 plus what is the value of A2? What is the area of second element? We have 45 centimeter square. So this is 45 A y bar minus y1. So y bar is 10.167 minus y2. What is the value of y2 we got? Well, the value of y2 is 13.5 centimeter. 13.5 whole square. So you will get some value here. I will tell you the value. So the value of Ix naught of first element and Ix naught of second element, we got it as this one, that is 1057 centimeter power 4 for Ix naught of first element, and Ix naught of second element we got it as 533.65 centimeter power 4. Okay, so the final value, that is Ix bar is equal to Ix naught of first element plus Ix naught of second element. If you add these two terms, that is 1057 plus 533.65, you will get 1590.65 centimeter for 4. So this is the final value of moment of inertia of the T section. Okay, this is the moment of inertia of that T section. All right. So here in this another question, we have an I section. I section is the combination of three rectangles, isn't it? So we have to calculate moment of inertia again about its centroidal axis. So how to calculate that? See here, first of all, in the very first step, we have to locate the centroid or centroidal x-axis. How to locate that? To locate that, we have to first calculate the centroid. So first I will write here location of centroidal x-axis. Okay, so to locate that, first we have to divide this into three parts, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so how to calculate centroid? We all know, that is A1. What is the value of A1? We have 20 into 1, right? A1 is equal to 20 into 1. 20 is the base and height is 1 centimeter. A1 is equal to 20 into 1, which is equal to 20 centimeter square. Similarly, what about A2? This is base and this is 1, right? So A2 will be 20 into 1 again. A2 is equal to 20 into 1, or else we'll write here 1 into 20. Okay, base is 1 now. So 1 into 20, which is equal to again 20 centimeter square. 20 centimeter square. What about A3? A3 is equal to 10 into 1. 10 into 1, which is equal to 10 centimeter square. So we got the values of A1, A2 and A3. Now we'll calculate Y1. Y1 is distance from here to here. This is Y1. Y2 will be somewhere here. Okay, this distance will be your Y2. Suppose this is the centroid. So what will be this one? This will be my Y3. So Y1 is equal to 1 by 2, which is equal to 0.5 centimeter. So this whole height is 1 centimeter, right? So 1 by 2 will be 0.5 centimeters. Similarly, Y2 is equal to, from here to here, from this distance, from here to here, it will be 20 by 2 plus 1, which is equal to 11 centimeters, isn't it? What about y3? Y3 is equal to, from here to here the distance is, from here to here the distance is 1 centimeter. This is 1 centimeter, okay, this is centimeter. So 1 by 2 plus this height from here to here, it is 20. Then here we have 1 centimeter, so 20 plus 1, which is equal to 21.5 centimeters. All right, now y bar, we'll calculate the final value of y bar. So y bar is equal to a1 y1 plus a2 y2 plus a3 y3 whole divided by a1 plus a2 plus a3. So once you substitute all the values here, you will get the value of y bar as 8.9 centimeters. Okay, once we calculate the value of centroidal y bar, then we can calculate moment of inertia of individual figures. So moment of inertia of individual figures will be Ix1 is equal to bd cube by 12, which is equal to 20 into 1 cube whole divided by 12, which is equal to 1.666 centimeter power 4. Similarly, Ix2 is equal to, same again, this is also a rectangle, bd cube by 12. So what is Ix2 here? B is 1 centimeter and D is 20 centimeter, isn't it? So 1 into 20 whole cube divided by 12, which is equal to 666.666 centimeter power 4. Next is Ix3 is equal to same bd cube by 12, which is equal to, what is the base there? 10 into height is 1 cube whole divided by 12, which is equal to 0.833 centimeter power 4. Okay, now after calculation of moment of inertia of individual figures, we have to apply parallel axis theorem or shifting formula. So how to apply that? Ix naught of first element is equal to Ix1 plus ad square, d1 square. So substitute here Ix1 is 1.666 plus a1. What is the value of a1 we got? What is the value of a1? a1 is 20 centimeter square. So 20 into d is y bar minus y1. Y bar is 8.9 minus 0.5, isn't it? Y bar minus y1 whole square. So y bar minus y1 whole square is nothing but, you will get what is that value? 8.9 minus 0.5 whole square. So once you solve this one, you will get the value as 1412.866 centimeter power 4. This is Ix naught of first element. Similarly, we will calculate Ix naught of second element. To calculate that, we'll go with this one, Ix2 plus a2 d2 square. Okay, so what is Ix2 we got? Ix2 is 666.666, that is 666.666 plus a2. What is the value of a2 we have? See there, 20 plus 20 into d2, y bar minus y1. Y bar is 8.9 minus y1. What is the value of y1 we have? Y2, 11 centimeter. Okay, so this is 11 whole square. So once you solve this one, you will get the value of y bar Ix naught of second element as 754.86 centimeter power 4. We got at this one. Similarly, this is Ix naught of second element. We'll try to highlight this one. Okay, These are the final values we'll be using in our final calculation. Okay, ix naught of first element we got, ix naught of second element we got. Now ix naught of third element is equal to ix3 plus a3 d3 square. So ix3, what is the value of ix3 we got? ix3 is 0.833 plus 10 into y bar minus y1, you will get it as 12.6 whole square. Okay, so once you solve this one, you will get 1588.43 centimeter power 4. So final value, that is ix bar, the moment of inertia of the entire I section, is equal to ix naught of first element plus ix naught of second element. This is ix naught of third element. Okay, so once you add all these values, you will get 3756.15 centimeter power 4. This is the final value of moment of inertia. Okay, now since the questioner is asking us to calculate moment of inertia about its x-axis as well as along with y-axis, so moment of inertia about centroidal y-axis. So moment of inertia about centroidal y-axis is I bar y is equal to Iy1 plus Iy2 plus Iy3. So what is this? d1 b1 cube by 12 plus d2 b2 cube by 12 plus d3 b3 cube by 12. So what will happen here? 1 into 20 cube whole divided by 12 plus 20 into 1 cube whole divided by 12 plus 1 into 10 cube whole divided by 12. So it means Iy bar is equal to 751.666 centimeter power 4. So you might be wondering, sir, why we have calculated moment of inertia about x-axis in that form and why we have not calculated moment of inertia about y-axis in this particular form. Now I will tell you that. See here, this is our I section. This is our I section, right? So the I section is symmetric about which axis? Y-axis. This I section is symmetric about our y-axis, isn't it? This is symmetric about y-axis. So the centroid of this figure will lie on this axis, centroid of this figure will lie on this y-axis, and the centroid of this one will lie on the same line. So that is why we have not used the shifting formula. Whereas if you see our centroidal x-axis, my individual centroidal x-axis of this figure is, I am writing as ix1. Then this centroidal x-axis is ix2. Similarly, we are using this one as ix2, ix3. So my actual centroidal x-axis is passing at a height of how much? 8.9 centimeters. It is passing somewhere here. Okay, this is my ix naught, the final. So that is why we are shifting this one. We have distance here, but here in this case, in y-axis, all the centroids are coinciding with the y-axis. That is why we have not used the shifting formula for moment of inertia about y-axis. Whereas for x-axis, we have to use this shifting formula, that is a3d3 square or a1d1 square. Okay, this is the reason behind the calculation of shifting formula or parallel axis theorem. Okay.